Affixes. What are affixes? Affixes are words that are added to the beginning or end to create new words. Prefixes are added at the beginning of a word. Suffixes are added at the end of a word. Examples of prefixes. Re, which means again. Un means not. Pre means before. Im means not. Over means too much. Mis means wrong. And this means not. Some words that have these prefixes: recharge, untied, preview, impossible, overdone, misuse, and disappear. Examples of suffixes are full, which means full of, ed, which means done, li, which is how, which is more, less, which is without, ing, which means now, and able, which means is able to. Words that have suffixes are colorful, so it means it's full of color. Climbed, which means you're done climbing. Slowly means it's done, that's how it's done, slowly. Bigger, it means it's more big. Hairless means without hair. Hopping, which means now you're hopping. And bendable means it's able to bend. Today's reading lesson is on plot elements. Our objective is I can analyze plot elements in a story. What is plot elements? Well, one of them are characters. Characters are the people, animals, or things in a story. Another plot element is setting. Setting is the when, where a story is taking place. Another plot element is conflict. Conflict is what goes wrong in a story. It's the challenge. Solution is another plot element. It means how the Let's build a park. When I look around our wonderful community, I see only one thing missing. It's an important thing though. We don't have a local park. Kids don't have a safe place to play, and families and friends don't have a communal space in which to gather. It's time to fix this problem. I know just a spot for a park too. The big empty green space near the lake. We could turn it into a safe gathering place that will bring neighbors together. The neighborhood should make this project a priority. Here's why. First, there is no safe place to gather or play in our neighborhood. Some kids walk to the parks in others' neighborhoods to play outside, but that means crossing several busy roads. Some kids play in our streets. A little boy I know nearly got hit by a car while chasing after a ball last summer. Creating a safe outdoor space for kids is a logical solution. Second, the empty green space is ugly and dangerous. It's full of overgrown weeds, broken glass, and other trash. It's a real hazard to children and pets. Building a park there will change a trash heap into a place every resident can be proud of. Picture a green, shady place where grown-ups can relax, kids and dogs can play, and cats can do whatever cats do. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Finally, a new park will build fellowship. In our community, working toward a common goal can really bring people together. Sophie and Kendall Vu, new residents, told me they helped build a park in their last neighborhood. Before the project, people hardly knew each other, Sophie says. Then we worked together and we all got to be great friends. I'll be doing outreach around the neighborhood next week. If you support a new park and want to help make it happen, please sign my petition. Let's all work together to make our community safer, friendlier, and more fun. After reading the story Let's Build a Park, let's go back and see what the character is. Reminder of a character as a person, thing, or animal. In this story, the character is a park. After review of the story, let's look at the setting of Let's Build a Park. Again, the setting is where and when does it take place. In this case, the setting is a community. After reviewing our story, we're going to go back and look for the conflict in Let's Build a Park. Again, a conflict is what goes wrong, the challenge in the story. And in this case, the conflict is we need a safe place to communicate with neighbors and have fun. After reviewing the book again, we're going to look for the solution to Let's Build a Park. Remember, the solution is how is the conflict solved? The solution in this is to build a park next to the lake and remove trash. It's your turn now. Find the plot elements in the next story. Zach jumps in. My big brother Zach is a unique guy. There's no one like Zach. Most people admire him because he's such a strong athlete, but I admire him because he worked really hard to become one. You see, Zach is an amazing swimmer. Not just a fast or strong swimmer, but a champion swimmer. His ability is especially unusual because Zach was once terrified of the water. When Zach was 5, he fell into our neighborhood swimming pool. The water wasn't over his head. Still, he was really scared. Mom quickly pulled Zach out of the pool. He was fine. He was fine, but after that day, he hated the water. Then Zach went to summer camp when he was 10. By that time, he loved sport. He was an excellent baseball and basketball player. He was very competitive and practiced a lot. That might be a main feature of Zach's personality. He always wants to win. The one sport Zach couldn't win in was swimming. He was too afraid of the water to learn how. It made him mad that he was afraid. So Zach made a plan. He needed a little help from a counselor named Trip. Each day Trip took Zach to the lake, and each day Zach inched towards the water. One day he finally put in one toe, the next day he put in his whole foot. In a week he had walked in up to his knee. Then Zach did the bravest thing he had ever done. He jumped right in. Zach looked to show his individuality by doing things differently. No camper had ever gone from not knowing how to swim to being a camp champion. Zach did that. He practiced and practiced. By the end of the summer, he won the camp swim meet. After that summer, Zach joined the swim team at his school. He's been swimming in competitions ever since. Now, Zach thinks there's nothing he can't do. He said his next challenge is to dive from the highest diving board. Oh, brother. Personality traits, he's unique, brave, competitive, determined. His physical traits, he's athletic and strong. Challenges, overcoming fears, learning new skills, doing things differently. After reading Zach Jumps In, here's my question for you. Who are the characters? Remember, characters is a person, thing, or animal in a story. Again, after reading Zach Jumps In, here's my next question. What is the setting? Setting, again, is when and where a story takes place. After reading Zach Jumps In, here's my next question. What is the conflict? Conflict, again, is what is the problem or challenge in the story. Again, after reading Zach Jumps In, let's look for the solution. What is the solution? Solution is how is the problem solved?